Hi, this is Jared again, and I want to show you the almost final bed for the Dodge 2012 Grand Caravan. Okay, so I've got a couple pieces in already, so let's put it together, show you how to put it together, and then we'll kind of explain things as a loud truck drives by. Explain things as we go. First, let me just show you a little bit about what I've got going. So I've got this piece here. I already put this in, and it's long enough that you have to kind of angle it in and squeeze it in to set it on these armrests here, armrest / cup holders. Now that's two 2x3s are going across there, and they're gonna be the bridge / support for the two pieces I have to make the bed. I have a rear piece here that's going to go right here where I'm sitting, and I've got these legs for it, and I'm using a U-bolt to put it together, and I'll show you as we put it together real quick, and then I'll slide the front piece in and put the legs in for that. Well, I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so here's the piece that'll be the head of the bed towards the front of the van, and the leg will go right there. I've got this little block here to I don't know, to keep the leg from wiggling a little. I hope it'll work fine. The leg is going to attach right here. It's also a 2x3, and then one on the other side, and then that 2x3 going across there is, you know, a support for the whole front of it. And I'll show you, I've got some other little tricks lined up, and the hardware, let me just show you the hardware we're using real quick. So here's the U-bolt for the connection in the back. And these bolts are going to connect it in the front. Now they're not even the same size. It's quarantine 2020, and so as I'm kind of just making this up as I go, I didn't have plans. I did order some things because I just don't want to go to stores if I don't have to. But these I just had around the house as I kind of figured out what to do there. This wasn't my original plan, and it may change in the future. We'll see how it works. But the reason they're not the same size, it's just what I happen to find in my shed. And then these, I'll show you what to do with these. Just some bolts and wing nuts and washers. Those are 4.5 inches long, and that's to connect the pieces in the middle, that bridge I showed you. All right, so let's put it together and see how long it takes, and show you that. Now I don't know if I could do this by myself. It would be hard. If not, I don't know. I don't want to scuff up my van, and it would be hard, if not impossible. So I'm going to have a helper, my wife Christy. And speaking of Christy, this is the one I always talk about in my videos. Check out her website. Sensi, she's a Sensi consultant, and we do it together. I help her too.
Yeah, we do.
But anyways, I'm the brains behind the operation, I guess. Just kidding. We're both brains, but we're not both beauty. Okay, anyways, so check out the website below, please. Whether you want to buy anything or not, it helps us a lot if you will just spend a minute, literally 1 minute on the website. It just helps us rank better with Google, and we'd really appreciate it if you appreciate our content on YouTube. Please do that, and like and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff. Okay, let's put this together. So can you go around that way? And this barely fits in here, which is, you know, good by design. So I'm going to pull it this way and see. I think I can turn this up. Okay, can you grab that and get it? Kind of pick it up. Okay, so that's in on that now. Now I'm going to set it on this leg here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. No, you're good. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a couple things real quick. In fact, let me take the camera off the tripod for this. So, I am not a professional. I'm just making up as I go, and I did change plans as I went along. There's a little notch I cut. Actually, can you come around here and help me? There's a notch I cut right up in there that this is into. Just lift that up a little bit. So you can see that notch here. And that's just, I don't know, help it not wiggle and stuff. And then I put this in there also, and I'm using filler pieces. Again, I'm trying not to go to the store that much, and I had 3-inch screws, which would have been a little bit too long to go through this and this. So I just put a filler piece in. Just a little extra work there. Anyway, so that's how that's going to work, and then the U-bolt is going to go through there and there and hold that together. Let's put those on real quick. Let me put this back on. You won't be able to see it real good, but I guess maybe I can show it to you after I'm done. Okay, let me grab the U-bolts. There they are. I'll do both sides real quick as I can. Yeah, you want to take them off the other one? And these are a tight fit, but that's what I want. I want it to be as tight as possible to hold this thing in. Oh yeah, shoot, I'm gonna need your help for this too. I was practicing this yesterday, and I have to slide this forward in order to be able to reach my hand around to get in there. So let me, so you can go around there. Actually, I don't even know if I need you. That thing will hold it. Never mind, I'm sorry. So for this part, really, I think the only thing I needed help for was to get...
Good morning, Jamie.
Hey, morning.
How are you guys?
Good.
How are you?
Okay. So while I was saying there, we had one of our neighbors walk by there. Actually, I think the only thing I needed assistance for was to get this in. Now that that's in and this bridge holds it up, I pretty much can do it all by myself. Okay, so that's, I don't know if you can even see the U-bolt there. I don't know if you can, but I pushed it in from the outside. All right. Come on. Okay, that's on. I'll just put these nuts on loosely for now, for time's sake. But that's, I don't even know, frankly, if you even need the nuts. I mean, I would use them, but just the gravity and the friction holds it all together pretty well. All right, let's put this one in. Same way, I'm coming from the outside in. Yeah. I gotcha. Okay, bear with me. I'm almost done with this. Okay. All right, so now that's done. Let's bring it this way a little bit, or all the way. Okay. So my thoughts are that U-bolt will keep these legs from wiggling too much. There is some movement, actually not much. So I'm pretty pleased with that. That doesn't move very much at all. I don't know if you can see it, but I did have to cut away here, a little trim. Because it's so tight right here, I just had to trim this, and I left space. The 2x3s that run underneath here, I left space because I knew I was going to have to do that, because I checked it before I built this thing. And I did that on both sides. I don't think you can see that side with the camera right now, but I just had to cut away a little bit right here. Okay, now I got to bolt this to that bridge. So I think that needs to go that way a little bit. Okay, so we've got bolt, washer, wing nut, and I need another bolt for the other side. Let me just check the camera here. Okay, I'll go ahead and move it a little bit. See this, so you can see. And the part I was talking about before, I trimmed right here as well, just to get it in. Okay, so let me go in and put these bolts in, and then I'll show you a little better what I did there. Okay. Give me tell if that's even close to being lined up? Okay, so there's a hole here, and then there's a hole in this. Pretty lined up. Okay, and that went through this bed, through the 2x3 that's on it, and then through the 2x3 that's below it. You want to put this washer and wing nut? You just put it on loosely. And then underneath. Again, this may not even be necessary because of just gravity and our little boys that'll be sleeping on it, but why not put it on there? Okay, now let's put the front in. Why don't you go around to the other side of the van? Oh, let me get the legs. Okay, so this is the legs for the front, and I did order these little brackets here just to help. That'll be the foot to keep her from wobbling or anything. Let me see how much you can see here. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to tilt this down a little and show you something. Okay, so this right here is obviously wider than the bed, but the reason is because my wife and I will be sleeping on the bottom, and if I can get it's wider up there by the doors for the kids to get in, so I made that as wide as I could to give us more room for our shoulders and whatnot, head and shoulders, where our feet will be down here, and that doesn't need to be as wide. So that's the reason I did it that way. And this leg will go on like that. Actually, that one goes on the other side. This one will go there, I think. Oh, no, turn it around. Let's see. I don't know. One of them goes on one side, one of them goes on the other side. We'll figure it out. Yeah, okay. This one goes on your side and it goes like this. You know what I mean, standing up. Okay, so let me put that one up where I can reach it. We'll put this in now. So let's turn it and set it on that. Get to be a lengthy video. Let's go ahead and put these feet on here.
Outside?
Yeah, on the outside, on the very, very outside. And let me get you a hold. So just hold it there for a second. Can you, if you see the holes and line them up? There you go. Yeah, we may have to tap it or something. Okay, now this is a little harder because you can't reach as well. Okay, so we're just doing the same thing here. If we can line them up. You want me, I'm going to get under. You got it all the way through? Through both? Okay, so she got hers through. Mine is not lined up properly for some reason. Huh. Boy, this one. I think maybe take your, why is this not done? Yeah. This thing's off. What's going on here? Now they're in. I don't know, I had a little trouble for some reason getting that in there. I'm gonna see real quick if I get that washer out with the magnet. Okay, so I dropped a washer. Got it, okay. Gotta be careful with that. Okay, you got your washer and nut on there? Okay. Okay. Okay, can you take it that way a little bit? Okay, sorry that took so long. Let me just show you the final thing. Explain a couple details. So there's the U-bolt that I was telling you all about. And that's where the bolts go down. They're not tight. I could squeeze them in a little lower and tighten them up. But again, I'm not too worried. Excuse me, my children are 4 and 2. One of them's actually going to turn 5 tomorrow. But between them, they don't even weigh 100 pounds. Now this is one thing I think we might have to work on. That's just going in there, literally to just hold it. But actually, it's nice and sturdy. I mean, you can move it a little, but I'm not even sure if I need anything more than that at all. So, and it's fairly level. It's not perfect. I checked it yesterday. This is actually a little bit lower than that. And this is where I think their heads will be. But actually, the boys could go any way they want. My thought with leaving this open, though, here goes the garbage truck. This is where my head and shoulders and Christy's head and shoulders will be. So it won't be as claustrophobic. Now that's only 5'6", I think. I can't remember how long I made it. Let me measure it real quick. Can you help me? Can you reach that?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5'8", 68 inches. So 5'8". It's not going to be something that the kids will go until their adulthood, but for now, in the next 5, 6, 7 years, they should be able to sleep up there. We can sleep on the bottom. You want to get up here? So you don't have to. It's sturdy. Oh, I'm not done. Let me do one more thing. No, don't worry about it. I'll do it. Can you hold the camera for a second? Just
Oopsie, sorry,
follow me. What? Yeah, don't cover it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I forgot a couple things. Watch what I'm gonna do with this. Just go on up by the fridge, and then I'll show you.
Sorry.
So from this side, show them in here. This is just some extra support I'm gonna have, and I left room in the construction here to slide this in. There we go. I'm going to go around to the back. So that's just going to go down straight down the middle. There we go. That just goes straight down the middle, so it's just more support for the bed. And then I don't know where I got this. It's a very short strap. It's not ratcheting. It just has like a little clip. Like I said, I don't know where I had it. I don't know where I got it, but I had it. And I've got these handholds right here. So I'm just going to hook that. And then run it under that support right there. Actually, I need the other side. Now, I'm not going to have weight on this, hopefully. But if something happened in the middle of the night, this will keep that from falling on my face and Christy's face. What the heck? Why not? A little extra safety. Just like that. And then I also might plan on getting some kind of, I've seen it for like pickup trucks, a bungee net that I could drill some holes here if I need to and hook it to this and then hook it up to, I don't know if I'll do that or not. My idea was just to keep the boys, one of them's 2 right now, keep them from rolling off onto us, and we will, stick some stuff in here so they don't fall off the sides. I'm not sure what. So basically all we have to do now is order some, I'm going to probably get some 4-inch foam mattress, maybe mattress toppers, that are kind of stiff, firm, high density, whatever they call it. And you can cut those. So I'm going to get the 4-inch foam queen, because this is 60 inches wide up here. I don't necessarily need a queen one for the top. Maybe a full would be sufficient. I think a full is 54 inches wide, and this is 48. So I could still use a full and even leave it, not even cut it, just leave it so it hangs over here. I don't know, I'll figure that out. You can cut those, I believe what I've been researching is you can cut them with a kitchen knife, the electric knife that goes like this, and that cuts a pretty clean cut on those. And stick them in there and we'll be in business. So that's it for the bunk bed, I think. One other thing I may do, I'm still considering, I don't need to make a video about that, but I coated my roof. This is Quarantine 2020, I think I mentioned that. So I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I coated my roof of my porch with this white rubberized roof coating, and I've got a gallon or so left. I'm thinking of painting this with that just because it's like a rubberized coating. I don't know if it would work or not. It's for the roof, but it seems like just by looking at the stir stick I used, it might be good to just coat this with. It will make it a little softer and splinter proof. Because I haven't really sanded it. I sanded a little, but I either need to sand a lot or sand a little bit and coat it. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm not going to make a video about that. So there it is. Hopefully you like it. If you got any comments, you know what to do. And check out my wife's website. And thanks for watching.